these guys, they're coming in the top of their division. It could be like a grand final matchup. And yeah, Phylum, what do you know about these players?
Not a lot, right? They're kind of newer to the scene. MonsterChew's name's been around for a while, but Sauzage especially, right? Kind of explosive in the last few weeks, months, right? A lot of progress, a lot of improvement. I've been really impressed. I've seen some good aggressive play from them. Really excited to watch Sauzage tonight, and MonsterChew, of course, as well.
Yeah, and we just did the awards, end of season awards for this season, and looking over the awards now, MonsterChew and Sauzage actually got a lot of awards between them. Sauzage won Strongest Rockets and Most Defensive Playstyle. He also won Cheesiest Playstyle and Biggest Brain. So he really cleaned up. And MonsterChew won Strongest Rail and Most Aggressive Playstyle, Fastest Movement, and the Most Improved Player as well. So it's pretty cool to see, you know, their peers really recognizing what these guys are good at and, you know, where they've been excelling. And yeah, I'm really interested to see how this matchup will go, considering Sauzage got Most Defensive Playstyle and MonsterChew got Most Aggressive Playstyle.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by Most Defensive for Sauzage, honestly. I have seen Sauzage make some good aggressive plays, right? Especially, like, he got, like, voted Best Rockets. I think his Rockets have been pretty scary. I played him, I don't know, kind of recently, a few weeks ago. And yeah, I think we're going to see some good pushes from him tonight.
Yeah, and first up, we're going to be going to Awoken, and we got Anarchy on MonsterChew and Strog on Sauzage. How do you feel about this matchup, Rob? What do you got to say?
I'm looking forward to this one. Anarchy, yeah, you see it picked more on Awoken, and it works. But this, yeah, if you don't start at heavy, you will be in defensive mode for the first few rotation. But it's an interesting pick. It does pay out. Anarchy also, yeah, is like a diesel engine, but as soon as he gets his stack up, he can work. Yeah, really great on Awoken. Although Strog and Pika, he will just put on the gas right from the get-go. It's an interesting matchup.
Yeah. I love to see unusual characters get played on these maps. Like, even Strog, like, you know, you don't see him too often on Awoken. But yeah, so I'm going to be dipping out for this match, and I'm going to be watching and let you guys cast. Sorry, Rob, this is your show. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden the host.
It's great. I got to do things at the background, but you can give me lead and I'll take over.
Yeah, okay, cool. Enjoy. Everyone enjoy.
Thank you. Let's first confirm the server. I think it was...
Always worth checking, isn't it? For people coming into chat here, you know, any Australians in who are, especially people who know these guys, what do we think about this matchup? Do we think the Sauzage is going to slide away with it? MonsterChew with his Anarchy, he does seem to be a big Anarchy fan. You know, I rate it as a pick here, but you really have to get a lot of value out of the injection. Sauzage, on the other hand, you know, sliding around, the Strog movement works really well in this map. There are lots of good corners you can just kind of zip around. You can get some really good entrances, especially to pushing heavy armor. So yeah, I like both of these characters here. I play both of these characters here.
Yeah, and like, you can get a lot of speed, because the map is practically a circle, so the CP may...
Exactly.
He has a nice time.
Or you hold B, you just keep going.
Let's switch them, then the overlay is correct. Okay, ready when the guys are.
Beautiful. Looks like these guys are ready.
Okay.
So I just need to make sure I'm actually logged into Twitch here so I can bet my valuable channel points on the outcome of this game.
Yeah, everybody has like 5 minutes. Oh, Pork is there. to assist us. Yeah, sure. I already made the first prediction, so you can take it over from here. There we go. Alsjeblieft, Sporkhammer. So we are ready to rumble.
So yeah, like I said, lots of really good movement options on this map. Lots of good ways that Strog can attack these major items. And it really, I think, is going to put a lot onto MonsterChew. Like you said, a heavy armor spawn, we're going to see Anarchy for the first, 2 or 3 minutes. Not spawning at that heavy, we're going to have to see a much slower start. Probably, sneaking away onto that rail, playing around those longer distance rails, making sure that the Strog stack can't get overwhelming. Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. And by the way, this is the last week of games for the group stage, or I guess the round robin of this tournament. After this, we're going to be going on to the single elimination. That's going to be happening from tomorrow, I believe, for Divs 6 to 3. And then Divs 1 and 2 are going to have their grand finals, or their final games in the following week. We're going to have a great grand final smashdown on stream, and we are off with MonsterChew here with that heavy armor spawn.
Yeah, he gets the starting he wants as playing Anarchy.
Wins the spawn, perfect, just sits, waits, listens. Surprised he actually goes for the shot onto the Pika there. I think you can actually just hit the Strog and then pretty much leave for free. But, not much damage exchanged. Both players have a little bit of stack. MonsterChew in position first for this Mega. Sauzage comes around the corner. You can't push around that corner into someone with strong rockets. And a well-deserved first frag there for MonsterChew.
Yeah, nice combo kill. The few rockets he used popped him into the air, which makes the rail an easy hit.
Yeah, now the items get split off here, right? This isn't a disaster for Sauzage. You don't want to give up a frag before the first respawn of the major items, and as a general rule, it's something you definitely want to avoid. But, Sauzage, he is playing this medium champ. He can afford to die here without completely giving away control. This is actually a nice bit of movement. He stays alive. He gets way further in there than he had any right to. The problem is he didn't know when this Mega was up, and he was, MonsterChew was able to just sit around there and wait that out. And this is looking extremely good for MonsterChew here. Hasn't even needed to pop the injection. There he does get it out just as he's able to spend it for position. Really, really mature play for MonsterChew right now.
Oh, but Sausage with the rail. Yeah, I do think the first 2 frags Sausage just went a little bit too far into the face of MonsterChew, and he has such great rockets. But look at this, he's stringing 2 frags onto each other and ties it up with the heavy just spawning. Not really a punishing damage from Sausage.
Yeah, he looks for the damage, he doesn't make it. He keeps position, which is good. MonsterChew able to get into this room.
Wow, look at that.
Gets punished hard doing it.
I really like that rocket onto the ledge. So much splash damage. Oh, but again, he just moves a little bit too close to MonsterChew, and yeah, the rockets are on point again.
I completely agree. Sauzage doesn't need to get that close into his face, right? If he sits back and just hits a rail onto that Mega pickup, he's in a beautiful spot. MonsterChew has the lower base stack on that Anarchy. You don't need to get too crazy, you don't need to get too fancy, and yeah, it's just getting too married to that W key. MonsterChew knows he can sit back and just farm pretty much, as much damage as he likes.
Yeah, now he is a little bit weak. No armor on his chest. And Sausage earns himself the Mega Health. But yeah, MonsterChew in position for the heavy. The Peeker does not connect, but there is a lightning gun while MonsterChew has the rail out. He's certainly gonna die for this.
Yeah, that was just some really unfortunate weapon selection there. Sauzage punished it beautifully. Knew that once he started hitting there, he could just continue to hit. And what's this? A second fight here where someone just barrels in towards this Mega, doesn't seem to really have a great read on the time, and the defending player is able to hit exactly the rockets they want to clean it up.
Yeah, Sausage is gonna do anything about this pickup. Oh no, he gets the damage instead of dealing something on the pickup.
Yeah, and this isn't what you want as the medium champion, right? Like, you don't want to give the lighter character the opportunity to take an item and then damage you to just equalize. That Pika actually puts a lot of pressure down, and it buys space around the respawn of these items. Sauzage needs to be careful. Eating a rail here could put you in a pretty awkward spot, but you know, does go down onto this Mega. And again, we're gonna see, you know, trade off the items and then looking for this fight.
But Sauzage has a much better position. He can just step back onto the ledge and dodge the incoming LG, and does a double back to finish the job. Wow.
Cute angles here. Yeah, MonsterChew turns that around out of nowhere.
Yeah, but he does retreat. So the Mega Health is still there for Sauzage. And, oh, I don't see him at the heavy either. So, 2 clean pickups for Sauzage. While MonsterChew is the one who needs to sack to get back in this game.
Yeah, you know, like, you can see exactly what he was thinking. He just died. He gets a nice rail and tries to play around it. MonsterChew, Sauzage rather, you know, making excellent value out of this piece. Sauzage is all in here. Anyone's fight.
16 health. But yeah, just after this fight, there is a Mega Health to greet him.
Exactly, and now he's got this split, he's got this rotation. Probably could have even, if he wanted to get like really fancy, could have thought about splitting out that heavy so he had even more time between the next rotation, but you know, just take him, just playing solid. I like that he backs away from this engagement. He's not really fighting for anything if he hangs around there. I don't like that he backs away and then just comes straight back into the same fight, except this time he has to enter up the bounce pad and takes damage doing so. Thankfully, he knows how much damage he's done and that he can just punish that position on MonsterChew there. And yeah, you know, watching this game, would you vote Sauzage most defensive of anything?
Well, he's getting 7 frags on the board, and it shows that he was the one who was attacking from the get-go. Like MonsterChew got actually his first frags because Sauzage was not defensive.
Yeah, exactly. They were just kind of weird fights. So MonsterChew is going to be low. Oh, it's a little bit too predictable coming into this room. Excellent anticipation for Sauzage. He's got a great sense of, you know, where his opponent's backing away to, what positions MonsterChew is going to be in when he's weak, and that's really critical to actually get these frags on the board. And that's why we're seeing such a big lead right now.
Yeah, MonsterChew needs some armor for any engagement actually, especially now he's out of control.
Yeah, now MonsterChew's dropped down here. This is going to be really, really dangerous. Sauzage should be able to push this. Cops a pretty bad rocket and doesn't hit quite what he wanted to, so he's going to play this a bit more passive.
Sorry, it's a rail though, so 62 health, needs to search for some poverty items at the LG room.
Yeah, it feels like MonsterChew does alright there, but I think Sauzage actually has a lot more to back away onto.
Oh, but no!
Sauzage with the entrance, and again, so many important fights at this Mega. This time, MonsterChew comes out, and again, the defensive player, you know, the player defending that position, you do just tend to favor, right? They're set up, they're nice and comfy at home. Heavy's going to be coming. MonsterChew gets that frag at a pretty important time for this Heavy. He's able to get it. Beautiful rocket.
Both players low, get straight rails. Let's see, yeah, the Mega Health's 4 seconds up, but look at this. MonsterChew gets it, and Sauzage is nowhere near to punish it.
Sauzage made a really good decision there. Not only did he leave an item he would have died at, he actually didn't go to the health bubbles. MonsterChew has played phenomenally there with that catch. You know, Sausage's positioning was really solid. Like, he knew where MonsterChew was going to be to try and punish from that advantage that he had. And now, off the back of that frag, Sauzage, even with a bit of a stack disadvantage, plays position, gets there first. Now MonsterChew has to push in. He doesn't take damage entering the room. Sauzage decides to back away based on that. Again, I think that's a really strong decision, right? Sauzage playing well defensively here. MonsterChew, with his stack advantage, needs to find a way to break in.
Oh, he's so low though. I think, yeah, the attack was great, but he walked into so much rocket damage.
You can see exactly what he was thinking, right? If you get a free entrance through that narrow passageway, you're perfect. The problem was he didn't quite get all the way through that passageway, and then he kind of got stuck there and got farmed by rockets. And Sausage's rockets have been so good. Like, it's so hard to account for. Oh, excellent fight there for Sauzage. Again, you know, he was on the item, he controlled the space around it, he danced around, he hit the rockets he needed to. A fair bit of time before this heavy comes up. He can stop, he can listen. If he hits a rail there, it's pretty much GG.
Oh, the LG! Wow! Look at the... Oh! Okay. Yeah. Oh, the rocket. It's just... It's such an MVP weapon right now for Sauzage. He even wins an LG fight with the rocket out.
Oh. I mean, you know, sometimes these things happen on Awoken. They really need to get someone in to board up some of these holes in the walls. It's just it's a poor craftsmanship. Now, Sauzage, maybe we're seeing why he's earned his most defensive title here in his division, his most defensive award, as he will crouch slide his way away from all engagements into victory here. Oh, wouldn't be a victory without a few nice rockets to finish it up. And, you know, Sauzage, he's looking strong. MonsterChew has played really, really well. I feel like I've talked more about Sauzage here. I think Sauzage was kind of driving more of the situations. MonsterChew, especially at the start of the game, did a great job of setting up on items that he knew the timing of, you know, playing defensively as Sauzage tried to push in. But, man, if there was one moment that really decided that game for me, it was when MonsterChew hit a good rail off of the spawn, didn't realize how weak he'd made Sauzage, and then gave up Mega and then Heavy as well. Like, that was when everything shifted.
Yeah, so Sauzage gets this one. Yeah, quite convincingly. Like you said, the start was in MonsterChew's favor, then Sauzage took over. And, well, like the 5th or 6th minute mark, MonsterChew was mounting a comeback with some control, but Sauzage was quick to stop it. We move into Exile, where Sauzage is playing Death Knight and MonsterChew is playing Ranger.
Ooh, that's going to be really interesting. Death Knight, of course, you know, a character who is good in pretty much every situation because you just get the free nuke every 30 seconds. You can wipe a solid chunk of your opponent's health off if you pick a good time to use it. I think Red Armor, I think Mega on this map, they're in great spots to be the target of Death Knight fireballs. Ranger, on the other hand, this map has some awesome angles to just like fly across the map. What do you think about the characters here?
This is gonna be a press F fest. Like, they both have such burst damage capabilities. I really enjoy these matchups, but it's like, yeah, they can be aggressive. They can use it for a trap. Yeah, I think they are both great picks on this map. Death Knight, though, he can also block off a pathway, so that's maybe an advantage. Right? But on the other hand, Ranger does have the orb to get in a favorable position.
It's kind of like, I can see I can imagine a few good situations here, right? Death Knight, especially if Sauzage gets that kind of lead, and then we see him, you know, just playing to hold on to that lead, playing safe. If he can sit back with the Death Knight and think, hey, if you try and push me, I can just hit fireballs in your face. And then the Ranger has the perfect counterplay to that of, I can get into your face for free. Yeah, there are interesting ways it can play out, and I'm excited to see what these guys do with it.
Yeah, I'm starting on MonsterChew again, because he needs to get back on this one. And, he gets the Mega Health spawn. Collects a Light Shard, and yeah, there's not really a lot of tools to work with. So his first mission will be getting some tools on his tool belt.
He gets LG first, and LG is a great weapon on any map, but on this map especially, there are so many good rocket spaces, so many good rail spaces, excellent use of the plasma there, fireball. Yeah, okay, we trade, it's okay. I was waiting for someone to like get a decisive advantage in that fight, and it never came. The trade is fine.
So yeah, the nail injury was awesome, but then the barbecue party started and he was set on fire. And yeah, that made it a trade in the end.
Look, you know, if there's one thing we know about in Australia, it's barbecues. Alright, heavy imminent, mega imminent. MonsterChew potentially in a better position, but again, he doesn't have the guns and hasn't even taken a rocket launcher yet this game. Able to sneak away and stack back up off of this. That's going to be good. Nice movement for Sauzage there to make sure that he's not exposed to any rails. And just these little sound cues giving MonsterChew hints about where he should be standing. This is going to be another tight fight. The fireball is going to be up again. And an excellent connection. Sauzage earning that second frag.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking like every time he uses orb, he could have orbed into a health bubble to stop the damage over time, but he's just still a fire when he uses the orb. And
yeah, we've seen it twice, and both times it's been a panicked response to something that MonsterChew has done well, right? Like that Sauzage has done well. The initial trap for MonsterChew with the nail gun, if we go like way back, was good. We're gonna have this fight in this position again and again. It's Sausage's rockets. MonsterChew, he needs to hit rails before he tries to pick fights in the middle of the map like this. Because yeah, like all of these fights, Sauzage has taken control of either with good rockets or with his fireball, and MonsterChew was kind of panicked in response.
Ooh, this time again.
Oh. I don't want to throw too much shade here, but yeah, like you can't demonstrate better what I was just saying than orbing into the fire.
But yeah, it just shows like at this level it's just so rocket heavy. So they have mid-range and close-range rocket fights. But I do think in the last fight, MonsterChew had actually the greatest mid-range weapon out. But yeah, again, he stepped too close into the rockets of Sauzage.
Yeah, and it's something that you really commonly see of players who, you know, aren't at the top level. Oh,
what?
That was interesting. I think MonsterChew just found a gateway to a parallel universe.
Where did it disappear to?
Sync error. Someone get sync error on the phone.
Yeah, but how?
Man, haven't seen that happen for a while. Yeah, like MonsterChew, I think he had some good ideas here, and especially at the start of the map, I think we saw some of those ideas trying to come out, right? The way he was looking for rails, but you can't look for rails at this range against a mid-range master like Sauzage. He needs to find some good railing here, and I know he can do it. I've seen hints of it, it just hasn't quite lined up for him. And kind of what I was saying before, right? Like, players at this level, and I say this as a player who, you know, I guess I didn't bomb out of Div 4 in the end, but I kind of finished in the middle of Div 4, so like the division below these guys. Lots of players tend to hold W and get too close in fights.
True, yeah. But okay, now MonsterChew does get an item, but I have the feeling that Sauzage is also just having so much items, so that even if MonsterChew does some damage, Sauzage is getting the majors. So he just has an easier time overall.
Yeah, even in that situation where MonsterChew like had the damage and the position, well, it looked like Sauzage was going to get away with that mega. Sauzage actually gets a little bit greedy trying to hang around and look for damage, and MonsterChew says no. I don't love the drop down here for MonsterChew. He actually has an advantage here with weapons, and he drops down into the perfect range to give Sauzage the chance to win that fight with the super shotgun. You know, you've got to be able to win these rocket fights from above. You've got to be able to hold a positional advantage. When every fight just gets into your opponent's face and gets down and dirty, things like that are going to happen.
Yeah, and his opponent only had the shotgun, so indeed some rockets from above would be a great easy entry into some unreturned damage.
MonsterChew should have probably picked up the sound cue from the timer pickup there. I think he should have been able to hear that, but he seems a little bit oblivious to it. He's able to get Mega still. He should know that Sauzage is so weak, and Sauzage should go down for taking that route. Yeah, he goes for a health bubble, but he pays dearly for it. Man, there's still time, okay? This game is definitely still on, to quote everyone's favorite favorite Quake commentator. MonsterChew finally gets full control. First time this whole map we're seeing him take both the items here. Will struggle to get into position on Mega in time. Yeah, Sauzage is here. Sauzage has a fireball to block him away from this.
Who does not have any LD ammo left, so... Oh, but the rockets are great, actually. Look at this. He answers with Sausage signature rockets.
Sausage should probably just rush this down with Super Shotgun. Oh, he hasn't spawned at it. Oh, he's going for rail. No, yeah, here he comes. Yeah, there it is. You know, you just have to... Sausage is making good stack reads here. It's a really nice pressure. Yeah, I'm impressed though, right? MonsterChew really is making this an active game, right? He respawns onto that Mega. He comes to a pretty low position here. Sausage is well positioned to punish with rocket damage. Gets the entrance. Oh, that's so much. You can't... Oh. MonsterChew commits heavily to this orb. And, you know, there have been so many fireballs here for Sausage that have gone well. Just as I'm starting to talk about what Sausage is doing well, MonsterChew wants to come out and get a frag and make me look silly. But there have been so many fireballs that have been really good for MonsterChew here, for Sausage here. I don't think MonsterChew's gotten a single orb off that's really, like, had a big impact on a fight. The way that I would really want him to. And if you think about over the course of a game, like there have easily been 5 frags for Sausage here that have been decided by this orb, by these fireballs.
Yeah, like
so yeah, I think character selection here. Yeah.
True. Yeah, but in theory, it should work, right? If you use the orb to jump away from the fire, but it was more like a panic shot than he really got something.
I think you've got to use the orb aggressively at a certain point. Like if you're always using it in response to what your opponent's doing to get away, you're gonna be okay, but you're not gonna blast open situations. You know, I think especially at this level, you need to be kind of bombastic. You need to be kind of ballsy. All right.
Sure.
Trying to close in on Sausage's position here, and again we're seeing Sausage flip a switch and start playing really defensively. He's won this game now. All he needs to do is not lose it.
Oh yeah, and the positioning he has, great weapon selection also. It's yeah, one bridge too far for MonsterChew right now.
I don't think there's been a single time in this set where I've really looked at Sausage and wanted something different from his weapon selection. Maybe a few small moments, whereas MonsterChew on this map has gotten caught out, what, 3 or 4 times with the rail? And again, when you look at the score, you know, it was only a 5 frag difference a second ago. And if you think about 3 or 4 moments where you're caught with the wrong gun out and it gives your opponent a frag, like MonsterChew is so close here. I don't think this final scoreline is going to do justice to how close many of these situations were. And MonsterChew does have the opportunity to chase this down 6 frags in 50 seconds. I think it is doable, but he just needs frag after frag. Like, even this is probably too slow.
Yeah, like the frame strike is back again in an instant by Sausage taking those time files.
Yeah. All Sausage needed to do was stand, turn around and face the exit of that teleporter and hit the fireball, and he won. He's done a similar thing here. MonsterChew knows it. Sausage, beautiful play there. And again, okay, you know, I maybe got a little bit ahead of myself before, throwing shade at a whole division of players voting Sausage most defensive. I see why he was given that award, because when he wants to turn it on, he can. But what a mark of a really, again, mature player, able to play aggressively when you need to, and then once you've already won the game, knowing the right time to flick that switch and just say, okay, I've done everything I need to, it's now on my opponent to actually, you know, take this game away from me if they're going to. Really well played by both players, really enjoyable set, and Sausage looking really strong to take out this whole division.
Yeah, great plays from both. Yeah, MonsterChew can look back at this as something to learn from. Sausage is king. The Sausage King.
The Sausage King. Yeah, and again, you know, I feel like I picked at a lot of things that MonsterChew did there. Definitely a good game, right? Definitely well played. And just small things could make a huge difference. That's what I see when I'm watching MonsterChew play.
True. Yeah, so this was the first match for today. We still have 2 to go.